News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's a closing bell for this Friday on Wall Street, which is ending the week on a positive note. Stocks hitting fresh all-time highs amid a solid earnings season and some hopes for U.S. trade deals. Let's bring you the closing numbers. We do it each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 25 points to hit 6388. That is another record high. NASDAQ also hitting a record high, 21,108, by gaining 50 more points. Now, the Dow didn't break any records today, but it did gain 208 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.38% and the 2-year yield at 3.91%. We are learning more about that Microsoft SharePoint hack and where it might have started. Microsoft is investigating whether a leak from its early alert system for cybersecurity companies allowed hackers to exploit flaws in its SharePoint service before they were patched. Now, sources tell Bloomberg Microsoft is looking into whether this program, which is designed to give cybersecurity experts a chance to fix the system before the new security concerns pop up, led to the widespread exploitation of vulnerabilities in its SharePoint software. President Trump has landed in Glasgow, Scotland, where he says a trade deal with the European Union would be the biggest deal if they can make it. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says she'll meet Trump in Scotland to wrap up the deal before August 1st. Earlier, Trump put the odds of striking a deal with the EU at 50-50.
It'll be a deal where they have to buy down their tariffs, because they're right now at 30%. And they'll have to buy them down, maybe, or they could leave them the way they are. But they want to make a deal very badly.
President Trump says with all the money coming in from tariffs, the American public could be getting a piece of that pie.
We have so much money coming in, we're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. But we're thinking about a rebate.
The president added he would not back a weak dollar, but that a weaker dollar would bring more economic benefits.
When you have a strong dollar, you can't sell anything. It's only good for inflation, and it's good psychologically. It makes you feel good. But with that being said, I love strong dollars.
The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index is down 7.9% since January 20th and about 8.5% so far in 2025. That drop served as a barometer of global investors' unease with the administration's economic agenda. Now, President Trump made those comments before he left for Scotland for 5 days, where he will open a new golf course named for his mother, play some golf, and talk trade with EU and UK officials. Orders for business equipment unexpectedly declined in June because of trade and government policy uncertainty. Commerce Department figures show the value of core capital goods orders dropped 0.7% last month after an upwardly revised 2% gain in May. Tesla told some of its workers it plans to launch its Robotaxi service in the Bay Area this weekend. Business Insider reports the Robotaxis will have a safety monitor in the driver's seat with full access to the brake and steering wheel. Dan Ives with Wedbush Securities tells Bloomberg Tesla is right on the edge of what he calls the AI revolution.
I viewed Tesla where we viewed NVIDIA in 2022. I mean, they are on the precipice. They're in the beginning of the AI revolution in terms of autonomous robotics humanoids. I mean, and we talk about, I think there's a $2 trillion market cap. That's probably conservative. I mean, to be honest, when I think about over the next few years, physical AI is the game for Musk and Tesla.
Meanwhile, The Information reports Tesla is behind pace of Optimus robot production and has only made a few hundred robots so far, well behind its goal of 5,000 by the end of this year. Tesla shares rose about 3% in regular trading. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.